Hey everyone, it's Richard Metal Fan here, bringing you guys a long-awaited music collection update video. I haven't done a video like this in a long-ass time. I think the last one I did was probably before Christmas, and since then I've bought a shitload of stuff. I've pretty much have like 2 cassettes, I have a big DVD, I have like a shitload of vinyl, more vinyl than I've ever gotten in any other collection update video. I have like a pile here, and I have 2 piles on the floor right next to me, and I have only 2 stacks of CDs right here. So I'll probably not gonna try to not to comment on much, but this will probably also might be the longest music collection update video I've ever done. So I'll try to not waste time and just flow through it all. So without further ado, let's get started. I'll start off with the 2 cassettes I got. First one is the new Accept album, Too Mean to Die. It's a damn good album. I feel like Accept can do no wrong, especially this is the first album with their with a new lineup. They now are a 6-piece, and they have 3 guitar players, which is insane. They're trying to pull an Iron Maiden, but yeah. And this is actually I have a green cassette, so yeah, I love this album. It's fucking great. Next one I have is probably the most impressive one I have, and so when you see it, you'll probably be like, holy shit, dude, you're so, excuse me, they'll be like, holy shit, dude, you're so goddamn lucky. Yeah, I got it from eBay. It costed me like $60, but it was well worth it. I have the Cradle of Filth demo tape, which is their orgiastic pleasures foul. It's their second demo that they put out, I believe, in '92. I think this might have came out after Total Fucking Darkness or something. I can't remember, but yeah, it's a pretty good. I think this is legit. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a black tape. So yeah, if anybody could confirm this, let me know, because whenever shows come back in the Cradle tours the States, I want to try to get Danny Filth to sign this. So yeah, and next up I have a DVD, which I very rarely get DVDs nowadays, but I wanted this in my collection, and that'd be Majesty by the Black Dahlia Murder. It's a really good DVD. I mean, it's already up on the Metal Blade Records YouTube channel for free to watch, and you could just watch it there. But this is actually cool to have a physical copy, and I'll just showcase right here. It's 2 DVDs. Yeah, it's really good. I love Black Dahlia Murder, probably one of my favorite current death metal bands. So yeah, that's it. And now we're on to the main chunk of the video, which will be the vinyls. So I got a lot to show. So yeah, we'll just start it off. We got Acacia Strain with their album Gravebloom. It's a pretty good album, one of my favorites of 2017. I'll just open it up. It's a gatefold, and the vinyl itself is sort of a cleary kind of splatter vinyl. Well, it just looks awesome, and I like Acacia Strain. These guys kick ass, and like they do no wrong. Next up, I got Dig Deep by After the Burial, one of my favorites of 2016. This was one of their comeback albums they did a little bit after, not too long after their original guitar player Justin Lowe had died. And here's the vinyl. It looks pretty fucking sick. That's a good damn vinyl, if you ask me. I'll just I just also love how they dedicated it to Justin Lowe right here. So yeah, good to get that in my collection. Next up, I actually got this yesterday or something. I went to this music store called B&T Music over in Villa Rica. Okay, it's a good store. You should check it out. I got the latest Anthrax album, For All Kings. I think it's a really good album. Probably I like it a lot better than Worship Music, and I really hope they make a new album. And it's a little sleeve right here, and the vinyl itself, sort of a translucent blue with another bluish thing blob in the middle. Well, it looks pretty cool. Well, and I just love Anthrax. I just never had any Anthrax album on vinyl. I always had a bunch on CD, but nothing for vinyl up until now. So yeah, I'll just put this back in. This is kind of like how it is with the vinyl I got. So get the fuck in there, there. Sometimes putting this in is a pain in the ass. There we go. Next up, I got Lost Together, Lost Forever by Architects. Another good album. I think this is a simple black vinyl. I don't really need to show that. And I also got their new album, For Those That Wish to Exist. Like, it's another good album. One of my favorites of 2021 so far. And it's another gatefold, and it's just a simple black vinyl. Next up, I got a classic metalcore vinyl. I got a couple. First time I ever had some metalcore in my vinyl collection. We got Shadows of Security by As I Lay Dying. Pretty much a classic. I know some people will shit on them, especially with the whole Tin Limbesis thing, which I'm not going to get into. And the vinyl itself is sort of like a turquoise-ish marble vinyl. Yeah, overall one of my favorite albums of theirs. And I also have their latest album, Shaped by Fire. They're probably one of my favorite albums to come out in 2019. It's another gatefold, and this vinyl is a Coke Beer Splatter vinyl, which that is fucking awesome. Next two are both from the same band, and I finally got to own something from them on vinyl. I don't know why I didn't until now. And I also got the same day I got that Anthrax vinyl yesterday. We got the first Black Sabbath album. I had to have the Gods of Heavy Metal in my vinyl collection. I don't know why I didn't. It's a really good album. I think this is a reissue that they put out in 2016. It's another gatefold. It's a simple black vinyl. And I also think I have an OG press of Paranoid. Yeah, I think it's one of the OG presses, and given like how the wear and shit on the sleeve. But yeah, overall another classic. I'm glad to finally own some Black Sabbath in my vinyls. Next one I got from eBay, and another metalcore in my collection, and that'd be Witness by Bless the Fall. Classic album, like the whole modern era or second wave of modern metalcore, and it was cool. I actually got to see them play this album live back a couple of years ago. And this is this one is a bluish kind of vinyl, which is awesome. Try to get that back in there. Sorry guys, sometimes putting the records back in the sleeves are a pain in the ass. That's like the only one annoying things about having vinyls. Next up we got a classic power metal album, in my opinion. Very underrated, in my opinion, which would be A Night at the Opera by Blind Guardian. Like, this album is fucking amazing. Like, literally nobody ever talks about this album, and they should. Like, what is wrong with people? You need to listen to this fucking album. It's a fucking beast. Next two vinyls, I'm probably sure I'm going to catch some hell for it, but I dig it. It's sort of like a guilty pleasure, or I don't know, just a very kind of like stuff from what I loved as a kid. I saw them and I was like, fuck it, I'll buy it. And I got Enema of the State by Blink-182. It's a classic album. It's another gatefold, and it's just a simple black album. And I have another one of their albums, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, which this album is now 20 years old this year, which is kind of crazy. It's another gatefold with sort of like pictures of the band with the lyrics. Overall, pretty good album. I'm probably going to lose some subs, but I don't give a fuck. But I probably should redeem myself with this next one, and that'd be a Grand Morbid Funeral by Bloodbath. Just some sick, like, good, true Swedish death metal. First album that they did with Nick Holmes on vocals, and he's a pretty good vocalist, and I think he fills in those shoes of, like, of course, Michael Ackerfeldt from Opeth and Peter Tägtgren of Hypocrisy and Pain. Oh, really good album. Next one is another one of my favorites from 2011. If I had an album of the year of 2011, it would be this album, and I actually got it from the Facebook group Metal and Core Collectors. So, and that'd be The Discovery by Born of Osiris. This one I heard is pretty hard to find on vinyl, and what makes it more unique is that it is signed by everyone in the band, or most of the recording lineup except for Jason Richardson. And it's a 2 LP, and this vinyl is a kind of a purplish marble vinyl. Yeah, and this 10-year anniversary is actually tomorrow, and I'll expect an album review of this. I would kill to see them do like a live stream or a tour, but obviously I don't think they'll tour in time because obviously we're still in a pandemic, even though we got the vaccines. And I would love to just see like a live stream of them playing this album in full. That would make my life. Next up, I got Cannibal Corpse. I got A Skeletal Domain. Obviously it says it's a simple black vinyl. Well, it's another one of my favorite albums in the modern era Cannibal Corpse catalog, and it's a gatefold with lyrics. Let's see, I got next up. I got two are from the same band, and I got from one of my favorite symphonic black metal bands. And first up being their debut album, Lamadam by Karak Angren. It's a gatefold with the lyrics, and this vinyl, I heard they were all limited to 1,000 copies. I'm not entirely sure, I have to look. But this one is a kind of a swamp green kind of vinyl. And then I have Death Came Through a Phantom Ship. It's another gatefold right here. And this one is a gold vinyl. Get back in there, you fucker. And then we got my boys in Carnifex. I have their album Die Without Hope. And it's a gatefold. Here's a picture of the band. There's my boy Scott Lewis. Shout out to you, Scott, if you're by any chance watching this. Just the thank you section. And there's like another thing which has like the lyrics. And it's just a simple black vinyl. I got it from a seller in Discogs from the Czech Republic. It's a pretty good album. Like, I love what Carnifex does. Next up, I got The Anthropocene Extinction by Cattle Decapitation. Probably my favorite Cattle Decap album, and pretty much my favorite album of 2015. It's a gatefold, and this vinyl itself is it's just a simple black vinyl. I don't really need to show that. Next up is actually my first ever 10-inch vinyl, because all the ones I've shown just now are all 12-inch, but this is my first ever 10-inch vinyl. And that'd be, I got this from Discogs. It cost me about 90 bucks, but well worth it. I got Chelsea Grin, their self-titled EP. It was their first ever pressing on vinyl. I think this was limited to 1,000 copies, and it's a red vinyl. So yeah, first ever 10-inch in my collection, guys. So cool to own that. I'll get it back in there. Next four all from the same band, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get some shit for this, but I really don't give a fuck. That'd be the band A Day to Remember. I have their first album, Old Record, I got from a guy on Discogs. As you can see, it is all signed by the band. And the vinyl itself is a orange vinyl. It's a pretty good album. I pretty much like anything A Day to Remember does. I know a lot of people or pretty much those true metalheads will probably unsubscribe and shit, but fuck off. Next up, another one of their albums I got, What Separates Me From You. Pretty good album. And this is pretty much the album that I discovered these guys on. And that this one is a red vinyl. And then we got Bad Vibrations. It's another gatefold. It's just a simple black vinyl. And then I have their new album, which is You're Welcome. It's an okay album. I've seen some people probably didn't like it, but usually I'm like, fuck reviews. I think it's decent, but nothing compared to like their last couple of albums. And this vinyl is a half black vinyl with a half white pink splatter. And I thought that looks pretty awesome. Next two are also from the same band, and I got this from Discogs. It's from one of the band that started it all, or pretty much invented or pioneered deathcore, and that'd be a Despised Icon. I have their album Day of Mourning, probably my favorite album of theirs. It was also their last album they did before they broke up for a couple years. It's a simple, I believe it's a simple black vinyl. Oh, and I also have their comeback album they put out in 2016 called Beast. It's a really good album. I think this was limited to 1,000 copies, and the vinyl itself is sort of another swampy green or lime green vinyl. No. Next up, we got Dying Fetus, their album Wrong One to Fuck With. And it's a gatefold right here. Here, I got this from my buddy Kyle Walburn. He's actually a guitar player for the local band called Tamarum. And it was also in, fuck that other band. Bispectria, yes. And then this one is a red vinyl. So yeah, thank you, dude, if you're by any chance watching this. There. Next one I got, and I also got yesterday in the mail, I got the Emperor with their album Anthems to the Welkin at Dusk. Some really classic black metal album. I think this one's a simple black vinyl. And I'm really looking forward to hopefully seeing them in August in Las Vegas, as they're part of the whole Psycho Las Vegas Fest with Merciful Fate, At the Gates, Wolves in the Throne Room, a bunch of great fucking bands. Anyway, that's it for the first pile. Now we're on to the second one. And then we got the new Epica album, Omega. I really love Epica. Like, these guys can do no wrong. And it's a gatefold with a picture of the band and sort of like thank you section, and this vinyl itself is a kind of like a translucency kind of, or actually it's a glow in the dark vinyl. I just remember. I have two glow in the dark albums. Of course, the latest Karak Angren album that came out last year, and now I have this one. So yeah, it's pretty good. Then we got Era with their album Drift. I got this from eBay, and the vinyl itself is a kind of a translucent blue vinyl. Yeah, I've heard their new album is really good, but my pre-order hasn't come in yet, so that'll probably be in the next update video, whenever that'll be. And we have my boys in Fit for an Autopsy, their album Absolute Hope, Absolute Hell. And this vinyl is a clear vinyl, which is awesome. I really love Fit for an Autopsy. They're really great, and I love what these dudes do. And Pat's a good buddy of mine. He lives right here in Georgia, probably in my area. Yeah, and then I also have another one of their albums, The Great Collapse. I got this from e1music.com. And this vinyl, it's a orangey kind of vinyl with a little bit of black smoke, which looks pretty awesome. Yeah, I just dig these guys' stuff. Come on, get the fuck in there. There we go. Put that back in there. Next up, I got some hardcore in my collection, or melodic hardcore, whatever I want to put them is. I got To Get What You Give by The Ghost Inside. Probably my favorite album of theirs. I think this one is a black vinyl. Yeah, and this has my favorite Ghost Inside song being Engine 45. I just love that song. And of course I have their comeback album they put out last year, which is self-titled. And here's the back with the band members, some members of their crew. And this vinyl is a purple one. Yeah, I just like The Ghost Inside. I really would hope they come and play a show in Atlanta. If I could, come on, get the fuck in there. I get kind of annoyed. I'm just really sorry, guys. It's taking a long time, but we're getting through the vinyl. Next up, I got 3 albums. But yeah, 3 albums, all from the same band. Another one of my favorites. And of course, it's hashtag Saturday Sunday days. And you probably know what I mean when I say that. I got 3 Goat Horror albums on vinyl. I got A Haunting Curse. It's kind of weird that it's like this, but yeah, it's like that. And it's a triple gatefold with the lyrics, which, wow. And this one, oops, I try not to drop these. This vinyl right here is this cool looking vinyl. I don't know how I could see it from the lighting thing, but yeah, if you hold it up, it's a light. It's kind of almost, it feels like very psychedelic and shit. Yeah, but I know it just kind of looks just black, just from when you, just like how you look at it. Anyway, put this back in there. There, and I just think Goat Horror is fucking awesome. And I have another one of their albums, Carving Out the Eyes of God. It's another gatefold, and this vinyl is a white vinyl. And then I have another one that I got from my buddy Kyle, and that'd be Constricting Rage of the Merciless. It's another gatefold with the lyrics. And this vinyl is a kind of like a half white, half translucent greenish vinyl. And that looks pretty cool. Cool. And then almost done with this second pile. We got Immortal Sons of Northern Darkness. Some really great black metal. I need some more black metal in my vinyl collection. That's another one with the lyrics. And this vinyl itself, oh wait, it's just a simple black vinyl. No, I fucking love Immortal. Well, even like the stuff, their most recent album they did without Abbott, it's surprisingly good. So yeah. Next vinyl I have is also the new Ingested album, Where Only Gods May Tread. It's a really great album. I dig what these guys have done. It's a gatefold, and the vinyl itself is a kind of a fuck if I can get this out, translucent green vinyl, which is awesome. And then next up I have a new metal classic. I had to get this one, and that'd be Follow the Leader by Korn. Still my favorite Korn album to date. Still their best one. I've spun this a couple times, and it's just great. And then now we're finally at the last pile right here. We'll start it off. We got the new Nervosa album, Perpetual Chaos. Like the first album they did with a new lineup, alongside with Prika Amarella, their other guitar player. And here's the gatefold with the lovely ladies. And this one is a kind of like a red with blue splatter. I thought that looks pretty cool. Well, and this actually also has a bonus thing. I'll showcase this one. It also has a 7-inch bonus vinyl called Born of Hatred, which is a song. And it's a simple little red vinyl. So yeah, it's cool to have a little bonus to come with it. If I can get this in here. All right, we're still at 23 minutes. Then we got Northlane Mesmer, and this vinyl is a kind of like an egg-like vinyl because it's clear and it has like a little yellow blob in the middle. So I would call it the egg vinyl. Then we got, I got this actually from Walmart, which is the weirdest place of all, but I got it. That'd be a Revelation by Oceano, one of my favorite deathcore bands. We got, then this vinyl, it's a kind of a violetish looking vinyl. I thought that looks pretty cool. There, I'll just leave it. And another vinyl I want to showcase, and I know a lot of people will probably give me shit for this, and some people will think it's one of his worst albums, and it's decent. I got the latest Ozzy Osbourne album, Ordinary Man. I think it's solid. It's nothing like mind-blowing. It's totally different. Next up, I have another classic metal album in my collection. That'd be Cowboys from Hell by Pantera. It's a gatefold right here. I don't know. This is actually the first ever Pantera album I own on vinyl. Because I already have a few of their albums on CD, but nothing on vinyl. Next up, I have Deathless by Revocation. It's another gatefold, and it's a really great album. Like, I love everything that Revocation has done. It's just simple black vinyl. Next one I got from the site Metal and Core Collectors, and this one I heard was kind of a little bit tricky to find, but I got it. That'd be Ulta Ula by Rings of Saturn. And it's another gatefold, which looks really great. I mean, Rings of Saturn has a lot of cool artwork. And this vinyl, it's a yellow vinyl. And it's pretty cool. Next up, I have the latest Slipknot album on vinyl, We Are Not Your Kind. I got this as well as a couple other vinyls from Criminal Records in Atlanta. It's a gatefold with the lyrics, and it's a simple black vinyl. Next three albums are all from the same band, and that's pretty much another one of those bands that I liked then, but most anything I like from them now is the first few albums, and that'd be Suicide Silence. I have their debut album, The Cleansing. Probably, in my opinion, their best album. I don't think they'll ever top it. And this vinyl, it's a clear vinyl. And then I have their second album, No Time to Bleed, and it's a gatefold. I'll showcase, and this vinyl, it's a red vinyl. I also ordered this from Century Media's, their old record label, and then I have The Black Crown, which is the last album with the original vocalist Mitch Lucker, rest in peace. And hard to believe this album is now 10 years old. And it's a gatefold. And this vinyl is also a red one. All right. This next one I have is actually actually I got it from a gift from my friend Alicia from Canada. She got me this. It's the band that got me into metal that people probably may know what this is, and it's Mesmerized by System of a Down. It's a really good album. I'm also really hoping to see them. I'm planning on flying out to Los Angeles to see them play with Korn and Faith No More. Just fingers crossed that'll happen. And then we got, next one I have is another one of my favorites so far for 2021, and that'd be Tribulation, their new album, Where the Gloom Becomes Sound. It's a pretty good album. It's and this vinyl itself, is kind of a, I don't know, it looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'll just showcase, put that back in there. Well, we're almost done, guys. We got one more vinyl to show you. And then with the last vinyl we finally get to, we got While She Sleeps, their new album. They're not their new album, they're one of my favorite albums from 2017, You Are We. I got it from a seller from the UK on eBay, and as you can see, it is signed by the band. And it's a 2 LP, and this vinyl, it's a turquoisey vinyl. So yeah, that's all the vinyl, guys. I know I kind of went overboard, but then that pretty much took the majority of the video. But yeah, and finally we're gonna get to the CD. These, I got two piles. I'll just showcase this pile right here first. Just move that up over here. First off, we'll have the new Accept album, I'm Too Mean to Die. I think it's great. And oh wait, I did fuck up, guys. Hang on one sec. I got. Also forgot I had their new album, Too Mean to Die. I forgot there was one more vinyl I forgot, and this vinyl. Oh, let's this one. I'm sorry, I fucked up and I forgot I had this one when I just remembered it now. So yeah, now that's it for the vinyl. I know that was totally unprofessional. Now we're back to the CDs. Back to your regular normal programming. We got their new album, except the To Mean to Die, the new album on vinyl. I probably butchered it. Yeah. Anyway, next 3 CDs are from the same band, and I don't know, they just clicked with me. One day I saw a buddy of mine talk about them, and I went and I checked out their stuff, and that'd be the band Amaranth. I got their album, The Nexus, which is a pretty good album. They're kind of like a mixture of like power metal, heavy metal, pop, or whatever the fuck. It's a pretty interesting band. And I have their album Maximalism, and their new album, which came out last year, Manifest. Yeah. Next up, I have the new Architects album, but for those that wish to exist. It's a little mini gatefold. I actually had ordered this through another, forget the site, and I actually have a booklet which came signed by the band. I was kind of wishing they would have signed the actual digipack, but yeah, whenever they come back and tour the States, I want to get them to sign the vinyl, this CD, as well as the vinyl and stuff. Next up, I have a classic, and it's a very rare album, I think, which is As Blood Runs Black with their album, Allegiance. Yeah, this album is now 15 years old, and it's still a great album. Next, another one of my favorite albums to come out this year, that'd be X6 with their album Necroceros. It's a CD, and also has a DVD, which has like some live anniversary shows and some interviews and stuff. Next up, I have Beneath the Massacre with Marie Nori. Next 2 CDs are sort of like a band I've recently got into. I discovered them through my buddy Scott Bowling from Good Company. They interviewed this band, and I actually interviewed their vocalist Morgan, and that'd be the band Blackwater Drowning. I have their 2 EPs. I have their first one, Delusionary, that he put out in 2015. That's a little mini gatefold which has a picture of the band. And I have their one they put out a couple years ago, being Ruthless, and the band actually signed it, and they also signed the rest of it in the inside. Next up, I have Bleeding Through, Dust to Ashes, and their album, another one of their albums, The Great Fire, and it actually has a bonus DVD, and I finally now own every Bleeding Through album. Next up, Boris the Blade, The Human Hive, Caliban, I Am Nemesis. Very underrated metalcore from Germany, and I really would love to see them play in the US. Carcass, their EP Despicable, which they put out last year, I believe. It's another great album. I love Carcass. Next up, I have Cephalic Carnage, Anomalies. Crystal Lake, Helix. Some really great metalcore from Tokyo, Japan. If you haven't heard of these guys, they're really great. Some really good metalcore, progressive metal. And I did see them live a couple years ago where they opened up for Northlane and Era. A really great band. Next up, I have the new A Day to Remember album. You're Welcome. It's okay. Hey, nothing like mind-blowing. We have Elven King, The Winter's Wake. There's some great like folk metal, power metal from Italy. If you haven't heard of them, check them out. Very underrated in my opinion. Next up, I have the new Epica album, Omega, and it actually has a bonus disc with some acoustic songs. Next up, got Gideon, Out of Control. I got this from eBay, the First Issues album signed by the band, which is really great. They're kind of like a mixture of metalcore and R&B. They're kind of like, imagine if fucking Justin Bieber, Slipknot, and Linkin Park all had a baby. That would be this band. And then we have this album. I know I'm probably going to lose some subscribers, and this album isn't even metal related or even metal at all, but I think he's a really talented guy. And that'd be Justin Timberlake. His album, Future Sex Love Sounds. I can't go wrong with some Justin Timberlake. Even his stuff with NSYNC, I think he's a good, talented singer, and I just think he's great. Yeah, I probably lost like 500 subs, so bye-bye. But I should be able to redeem myself with this next one. I got Korpiklani, their new album. I'm not going to bother pronouncing it. right here. I just love Corpiclani. They're a great fun band. Pretty much a good drinking band. And then next few CDs are from the same band, and I finally get to own own more of their stuff. I'm missing one of their albums, which will probably come after this video, but that'd be Crisian. I have Arrive from Blackness. This is actually a compilation album with their first couple demos. And I have their debut full-length album, Black Force Domain. Just put that back in there. And I have their album, The Great Execution, which actually came signed by 2 of the members. I thought that was, I think, Max and Moises. I'll put that back in there if I can get it. All right, there we go. Next up, I got Lorna Shore. I have their debut EP, Maleficium. And then I have their debut full-length album, Psalms. Next up, got the new Nervosa album, Perpetual Chaos. Love these ladies, and I'm hoping they come toward the States whenever this pandemic is over. Anyway, now we're on to the second and last pile. We're getting close to the end, guys. Next 4 CDs are all from the same band. That'd be Neuraxis. It's sort of like a technical death metal band from Montreal, Canada. And I have their album Truth Beyond, and which I believe Alex Arian from Despised Icon, who actually played drums for with this album. I could be wrong. And we also have a couple of their albums called Trilateral Progression, The Thin Line Between, and Asylum. Next up, I have 2 Obituary albums. I got the Left to Die EP and Executioner's Return. I'm just missing one of their albums, and I pretty much got everything. Next up, I got Rammstein with Rosenrot, some really great German band. I really hope to see them. I'm thinking about flying out to either Philly or Boston to see them, because they've been on my bucket list and I have to see them live. Next up, The Red Chord, Fused Together, and Revolving Doors. I got Scar the Martyr, self-titled. This is the only album that they put out, which was a side project that had Joey Jordison from Slipknot, a couple other guys, which I have no idea who they are. The next 2 albums I needed to get something from them, that'd be Strapping Young Lad, which of course has the great Devin Townsend. We got their album City and Alien. And it's just wild. I love what Devin Townsend. Next up, I have the new latest Suicide Silence album, Become the Hunter. I think this is a massive kind of a return to form after that god-awful atrocity known as the self-title with the whole fucking teehees. But yeah, and I just almost didn't bother with it, but I heard a buddy of mine saying you should check it out, and I went and checked it out, and I thought it was a great album. Definitely a step up from the self-titled, or way better. Anyway, next 2 are from the same band. I needed to own some more of their stuff. That'd be Toxic Holocaust. I have An Overdose on Death, and From the Ashes of Nuclear Destruction. I think this one has a compilation of some older stuff. Anyway, okay, we're almost done. These next 2 are the most hard to find albums, or somewhat hard to find. I actually, the first one I gotten from Discogs, that'd be Under Oath, their album Act of Depression. This is the actual original press. It's right here, and I just had to get this. And then of course I have their second album, Cries from the Past, which I got from a bid on eBay for like 22 bucks. Yeah, and these 2 albums are just the most hard to find albums. Like, I would bid anybody luck to find these. And of course I have to take a moment of silence just to rest in peace one of their original guitar players, Corey, who died a couple of days ago. So rest in peace, man. Thank you for creating these 2. And this is honestly, like, this was hard to believe this was the same band that would put out like They're Only Chasing Safety and Define a Great Line. It's kind of funny that they would go from this, which is more just death metal, kind of like black metal sounding almost, and they just totally changed after that. I kind of wish they would still sound like that. Anyway, we're on to the final 3 things for the video, and they're all from the same band, and another great Swedish death metal band. I got Unleashed. Right here I have their album Where Life No Dwells and Laughter Has Died, which actually has some bonus tracks. Then we have Victory, and I also have Sworn Allegiance, and their latest album, The Hunt for White Christ. Yeah, so that's pretty much my music collection update video for you guys. I know it has been a long time since I've done one, and now we're at 40 minutes. Probably this will be now officially the longest music collection update video that I have done. So now probably now have to spend time putting all this back to where they belong. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this little video, and as always, keep it metal. And we're also almost at 2,000 subscribers. Last checked, I had like 45 more to go, so help spread the word so we can get to 2,000 subscribers, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you guys once again, and for all the support, and keep it metal as always.